Hello and welcome to Luigi's Mansion Mania Bonus. If you missed it, I reviewed all 3 Luigi's Mansion games and ranked them from best to worst, link to that in the description, and this week I'll be looking at the Luigi's Mansion LEGO sets. These 3 LEGO Mario companion sets were released January 1st of 2022. Having not yet played a Luigi's Mansion game, and at that point having a mixed opinion on the Mario LEGO sets in general, I opted to pass on these. But when I decided on doing this series and I happened upon the 2 smaller sets still stocked at my local Barnes & Nobles, I felt the unbearable need to review them alongside the games. And they were sitting there beside me as I played through each. It was really exciting whenever I'd stumble upon a new aspect from the game that had been adapted into their brick forms. Fighting Bogmire or seeing Polterpup with their blocky visages just next to me was a really fun experience. As I played, I began hyping up the idea of building these. I was getting really excited. So much so that after beating Luigi's Mansion 3, I just had to go online and pick up the King Boo set too. I mean, I already had the first 2, it would have been fiscally irresponsible to not include the third. Despite my excitement, I did make myself wait until I finished production on the base series, but as soon as I finished exporting and uploading, I recorded this. The first and smallest of the sets includes one of the normal orange ghosts from Luigi's Mansion, the Poltergust, which seems to be the 5000 model, and our funky little dude Professor Elvin Gad himself. There's also a couple other things, like what I presume is the ghost storage mechanism, a thing to hold the Poltergust itself, and some liquids. Wasn't sure what to do with them, if I'm being honest. The next set included Polterpup, Bogmire, a Boo, and the exterior of a mansion. It also included a little minigame for defeating Bogmire, which you'll see didn't quite go so well for me. As far as the building process goes, I'd say it's one of the better LEGO Mario sets, with a really big asterisk on that. The LEGO NES is the set that reignited my LEGO addiction, having fallen off somewhere in my early teenage years, and the LEGO NES is a fantastic build, it being followed up with the equally excellent Mario 64 question block, and the sometimes derpy but just as fun Big LEGO Bowser. The adult-targeted Mario LEGO sets have been so much fun, I'll be purchasing every one without a doubt. But these sets are from the children-focused line, and they're alright. None come with paper instructions, they all require using the phone app, and the builds within are all very obviously designed for children to have an easy time with. I've now collected quite a few of them, I like how they look on my shelves, but the only one I'd consider a good build would be the Bowser airship. All the others were just a bit too simple, a bit too short to really be fun. All that being considered, the Luigi's Mansion LEGO sets, especially the two larger ones, were among the better Mario LEGO I've put together. They obviously are still targeted for kids, but I knew this going in. I wanted all these fun visuals to be cubed up and sit with my other Mario LEGO figures. I didn't necessarily need a truly invigorating build. I've got plenty other LEGOs that really hit for me, and I'm a big enough Mario simp to pay for these far too high prices for these far too short of builds. Even the iconography, though, I found to be a strange decision. There seems to have been a tension between the LEGO designers and Nintendo proper. These sets are, first and foremost, designed for children. A child who is just getting into Luigi's Mansion will most likely only have played 3, maybe they're of the right demographic to have also tried out Dark Moon. But the 3DS port of the original didn't sell well, and very few would have been introduced to the series by pulling out a GameCube and trying it there. So it's interesting then how most of the LEGO Ghosts are interpretations of those from the original. The LEGO team must have been pulling from their own nostalgia when deciding what to include, only for Big Nintendo to come in and tell them to at least utilize some aspects from the newer games. This resulted in a weird mash of aesthetics. Polterpup is here, the mansion elements resemble Gloomy Manor from Dark Moon the closest, there's a toad trapped within a portrait, and the manor has gem puzzles much like in the latter two titles. But also all the base ghosts and Bogmire are straight from the original. Arguably, this is the wrong decision. The ghosts should probably have been pulled from Dark Moon in 3 because that's what the kids are more familiar with. But for me, I'm pretty happy with the combination. I've been seeing these ghost guys my whole life and was more than ecstatic to see them come to life, and also Polterpup is great and I love having them around too. The Poltergust upgrade was also very interesting. Most of the power-ups I've gotten are simply applied when Mario, Luigi, or Peach put them on. But to actually suck up these Lego specters, I needed to press down the button on Luigi's tummy to activate the vacuum. The final set is the biggest one, including 2 more ghosts, a few puzzles, an interesting red coin game, and the big bad King Boo himself. This set utilized my favorite LEGO aspect greatly, moving parts. The bed, dinner tray, and the toilet all spit out gems, the center elevator rotates, and the weird red coin thing is, well, it's silly at the least, and the King Sphere looks great as a cube. Having collected all 3 sets makes playing with them a little bit harrowing. There's only so much time given before Luigi needs to hit the flagpole. There's simply not enough seconds for Luigi to collect all the gems, suck up all the ghosts, and do all the other minigames while still getting to the end. Especially when playing with only one hand. Whole levels would need to be broken down into subsets, maybe grouping the first 2 smaller sets together and keeping the final by itself. And even then, there's so much going on in this final set, getting everything would still be a challenge. These sets were definitely some of the better builds that Mario LEGO has given. The buildings are usually more fun to put together, and this had a lot. The manor exterior is fun with its mechanisms, it was neat putting together the bed and especially the toilet, and seeing everything come together looked great. Overall, I did have a good time building this. Even if they're not the most complex, I do still really love assembling these blocks, especially so when I get some cool things to look at and play with afterwards. That being said, I don't think I'll be filming myself doing any more builds. LEGO was one of my favorite hobbies, but knowing I had a camera pointed at my hands, that this was now in some ways a performance, took a bit of the fun away. You might also notice I used my left hand sparingly as to keep it from obscuring the camera. I had to be cognizant the whole time in a way that I don't want to do again. I'm still happy I did this though, it's been a fun way to relive these sets. Speaking of playing, I hope you're ready to watch a grown adult play with children's toys. In my defense, I was holding a camera with one hand and Luigi in the other. I probably would have been better at aiming had I had both of my hands to maneuver things. But before we get there, thanks for watching. Let me know if you've done any LEGO builds recently. I just built Ahsoka Tano's ship from the new show, which I got mainly to have a Sabine Wren minifig. Hopefully I'll be able to afford the Ghost set soon. I want that chopper. If you liked this video, maybe tell me so by leaving a rating, subscribe if you'd like to see more of what I put out. I hope you enjoyed. Let's play with some LEGO. First, sorry for the heavy breathing. And I totally didn't notice the projectile was off in the corner still. And like I mentioned earlier, aiming is a bit tough. Okay, second go. Sorry, Polter Pup. And here's how it all looks together with some of my other LEGO on my shelf. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.